Let me tell you something that might surprise you. If she's doing these things, you already have her, but you're looking for the wrong signs and about to mess it up. Most men think genuine interest looks like constant texting, obvious compliments, or her making the first move. But here's the truth from a woman's perspective. When we're actually interested, when we care about the outcome, the signs we give are completely different from what you expect. And most men miss them entirely. So while you're sitting there wondering if she's into you, analyzing every text for confirmation, she's already showing you. You're just not seeing it because you don't know what you're looking for. And here's what makes this dangerous. If you keep chasing the wrong signals, you'll lose the real opportunity in front of you. The signs she's actually interested, they're not what you think. In this video, I'm breaking down 7 specific behaviors that prove genuine female interest, the ones most men completely miss. By the end, you'll stop second-guessing and start recognizing exactly where you stand. Now, before we dive into what these signs actually are, let's be clear about something. This isn't about playing games or manipulating anyone. This isn't about women being deceptive or intentionally confusing. This is about understanding the psychology behind genuine female interest. Because when a woman actually cares about you, she protects herself from potential rejection, just like you do. Here's what most men don't realize. The more she's invested, the more careful she becomes. That's not manipulation. That's self-protection. And it's exactly why the signs you're used to looking for, the obvious ones, usually mean the opposite of what you think they mean. So let's talk about what really happens when she's into you. Because once you understand these patterns, you'll never second-guess yourself again. Here's the universal problem most men face. You're constantly analyzing her behavior, looking for proof that she's interested, but everything feels ambiguous. She texts you back, but is it enthusiasm or politeness? She agrees to hang out, but is she into you or just being friendly? You're stuck in this exhausting loop of trying to read her mind. And here's the deeper issue. You've been conditioned to look for validation-based signals, constant communication, obvious enthusiasm, clear pursuit. But those signals actually indicate low investment. When a woman has nothing to lose, she can afford to be obvious. When she actually cares about the outcome, she gets strategic. She tests, she observes, she protects herself from potential rejection. Most men respond to this by doing more, texting more, trying harder, making themselves more available. They think if they just demonstrate enough interest, she'll feel safe enough to show hers. But that's backwards. The more you chase obvious validation, the more you signal that you don't understand what's actually happening. And women notice that immediately. The guys who succeed with women aren't waiting for obvious signs. They're reading the subtle psychological patterns that reveal genuine interest. They understand that real attraction doesn't announce itself. It protects itself. And that's exactly what we're about to break down. So here's what we're covering. In the next 7 sections, I'm breaking down the specific behavioral patterns that reveal genuine female interest. 1. How she initiates contact without making it obvious. 2. Why she remembers details you barely remember telling her. 3. What it means when she's comfortable with silence around you. 4. How she protects the dynamic between you from outside interference. 5. The biological responses she can't control when attraction is real. 6. How she includes you in future plans without making it a big deal. And 7. The ultimate sign, when she lets you see her unfiltered. By the end, you'll stop wondering if she's interested and start recognizing exactly what you're seeing. Let's break it down. Sign number 1. She initiates contact, but she makes it look casual or need-based. Here's what this looks like in practice. She texts you first, but it's framed as a question or an excuse. Hey, quick question about that restaurant you mentioned. Or she shares something that reminded her of you. A meme, an article, a song. She's creating reasons to engage that don't make her look like she's chasing you. The psychology here is simple. Genuine interest creates a desire for connection. But when a woman actually cares about the outcome, she's not going to risk looking desperate or too available. So she initiates because she wants to talk to you, but she protects her ego by making it seem incidental. It's not random, it's strategic. Here's the contrast you need to understand. Politeness is purely reactive. If she's just being nice, she'll respond when you reach out, but she won't create opportunities herself. Interest is proactive. She finds ways to stay in your orbit without making it obvious. What does this mean? She's thinking about you. You occupy mental space, and she's invested enough to create contact opportunities, but not so reckless that she'll lay all her cards on the table. Here's what not to do. Don't call it out. Don't say, "Oh, you're texting me first." That kills the dynamic. And don't over-respond. If she sends a casual text, don't reply with a paragraph. What to do? Mirror her energy. Match her investment level. Reward the initiation subtly by engaging, but keep it balanced. This tells her the door is open without you chasing through it. And here's where this connects to the next sign, because initiating is one thing. But sign number 2 shows you what happens when she's doing more than just reaching out. She's remembering. Sign number 2. She remembers specific things you said weeks ago, details you barely remember mentioning, and brings them up casually. Here's what this looks like. You mentioned your mom's birthday was coming up, and 2 weeks later, she asks how it went. You told her about a project you're working on in passing, and she follows up on it the next time you talk. She recalls your friend's name, your favorite drink, something random you said on your second conversation. She's not just listening, she's storing information. The psychology, mental real estate equals interest. Women don't memorize details about men they're not invested in. If she's recalling specifics from weeks ago, it means you've been occupying her thoughts. She's mentally cataloging your life because she cares about it. Here's the contrast. Surface-level politeness is nodding along in the moment but forgetting by tomorrow. Interest is active storage. When she's genuinely interested, she pays attention because she wants to know you, not just because she's being polite in the conversation. What this means, you're not just someone she talks to, you're someone she thinks about when you're not around. The fact that she's remembering and referencing shows investment. What not to do. Don't test her memory. Don't make it weird by pointing out, "Wow, you remembered that?" It comes off insecure. What to do? Reciprocate. Show that you're paying attention to. Ask follow-up questions. Remember her details. This signals mutual interest without announcing it. And here's where it gets even more telling. Because remembering is one thing, but sign number 3 reveals something deeper. It shows you how she feels when she's around you. Sign number 3, she's comfortable with silence around you. She doesn't panic when texts slow down. She doesn't fill every pause with nervous conversation. Here's what this looks like. You're together, and there's a quiet moment. No one's talking, and she doesn't rush to break it. She's not scrambling for something to say. She just exists next to you without tension. Or in texts, she doesn't triple message when you don't respond immediately. She lets the conversation breathe. The psychology? Comfort with silence equals emotional security. When a woman feels the need to constantly fill gaps, it's because she's worried the connection is fragile. But when she's genuinely interested and feels secure about where things are going, she doesn't need to perform. She can just be. Here's the contrast you need to recognize. Politeness or disinterest often shows up as quick exits or filler conversation. "Anyway, I should go." Or forced small talk to avoid awkwardness. Interest shows up as relaxed presence. She's not trying to escape silence, she's comfortable in it with you. What this means? She feels safe enough around you to drop the performance. That's huge. Most interactions with people involve some level of social anxiety or the need to keep things moving. When she's not doing that with you, it signals trust. What not to do? Don't misread her comfort as disinterest, and don't fill silence anxiously because you think something's wrong. That signals you're uncomfortable, and discomfort is contagious. What to do? Match her comfort. Allow natural rhythm. Let pauses happen. This shows you're secure too, which reinforces her sense that the connection is solid. Now here's where this pattern takes another step, because silence shows comfort. But sign number 4 shows something even more deliberate: how she protects what's building between you. Sign number 4, she actively protects the dynamic between you. She keeps other guys at a distance. She doesn't overshare about other male attention. Here's what this looks like in practice. She's not bringing up other dates or guys who are interested in her. She declines invitations when she's planning to see you. If another guy is getting too comfortable, she subtly sets boundaries. Not in an obvious, "I'm taken" way, but in a way that creates distance without drama. The psychology here is about protecting value. When a woman is genuinely interested in you, she doesn't want to trigger your abundance mentality or create unnecessary jealousy. She wants you focused on her, not on competition. So she manages her social landscape carefully to keep the spotlight on what's developing between you two. Here's the critical contrast. When she's not interested or just keeping options open, she talks freely about other guys. She mentions other dates. She's not protecting anything because there's nothing she's invested in. But when she's interested, she carefully manages what information gets to you, not because she's hiding things, but because she's invested in how you see her. What this means: she cares about the potential between you. She's not treating you like one of several options. She's giving you protected space in her life, which is a massive indicator of where her head is. What not to do. Don't test this by bringing up other women to see how she reacts. That's manipulation. And don't ask directly about other guys. If she wanted you to know, she'd tell you. What to do: notice it, respect it, and reciprocate by protecting the dynamic too. Don't over-mention other women. Keep the focus on what's building between you two. And here's where this all connects, because protection is behavioral. But sign number 5 is biological, something she can't control even if she wanted to. Sign number 5, her body responds to you in ways she can't consciously control. And this is the biological proof that everything else is real. Here's what this looks like. Her pupils dilate slightly when she sees you. She leans in when you're talking. She mirrors your movements without realizing it. You cross your arms, she crosses hers. She finds excuses to be physically closer, sitting next to you instead of across, brushing your arm when she laughs, touching her hair or face when you're around. The psychology, or rather the biology, attraction isn't just mental. It's a nervous system response. When a woman is genuinely attracted to someone, her autonomic nervous system reacts. Pupil dilation, body orientation, unconscious mirroring, these aren't things she's deciding to do. They're biological indicators that her body is drawn to yours. Here's why this sign overrides everything else. You can fake interest verbally. You can text someone out of boredom, but you can't fake autonomic responses. If her body is gravitating toward you, reacting to your presence, mirroring your energy, that's not a conscious strategy. That's genuine physical attraction. What this means: her nervous system has decided you're important. This isn't just intellectual interest or friendly connection. This is attraction at the most fundamental level, the kind her body expresses before her words do. What not to do: don't stare at her pupils or point out her body language. That's creepy and breaks the natural flow. Don't overanalyze every movement in real time. Just notice patterns over time. What to do: pay attention to the overall pattern, not individual moments. Does she consistently orient toward you? Does she find reasons to close physical distance? That's your confirmation. And allow natural physical escalation when appropriate. If her body is leaning in, don't lean away. Now, biological attraction is powerful. But sign number 6 shows you something even more significant. When she's not just attracted in the moment, but thinking about future with you. Sign number 6, she makes future plans with you. She casually mentions things weeks or months away. She uses we language without making it a declaration. Here's what this looks like. She says things like, "We should check out that new restaurant when it opens," or "Next time you visit your family, I'd love to meet them." She mentions an event 3 months from now and includes you in the thought, "Oh, that festival's in June. We could go." It's not heavy or pressured. It's natural. She's already seeing you in her timeline. The psychology, future projection equals emotional investment. When a woman sees someone as temporary or uncertain, she keeps everything present focused. "Let's hang out sometime" stays vague. But when she's actually invested, she comfortably assumes continuity. She's not worried about scaring you off by mentioning future plans because she feels secure that you'll still be around. Here's the contrast that matters. Casual interest stays in the moment. "Wanna grab coffee" is present tense only. Genuine interest extends the timeline. "We should try that hiking trail in spring" is her mentally placing you in her future, and she's comfortable doing it out loud. What this means, she's not treating you as temporary. She's decided, consciously or subconsciously, that you're worth including in her forward thinking. That's a massive psychological shift from seeing what happens to assuming you'll be there. What not to do. Don't pressure commitment just because she mentions future plans. Let it flow naturally. And don't treat every "we" statement as a relationship lock. Sometimes it's just how people talk. What to do. Participate naturally. Add your own future projections. "Yeah, we could do that," or "I'm down for that in summer." This shows you're on the same page without forcing anything official. And here's the thing about all 6 signs we've covered. Initiating, remembering, comfort, protection, biological attraction, future thinking, those are strong indicators. But sign number 7 is the ultimate confirmation. It's when she shows you who she really is. Sign number 7, the ultimate confirmation, she lets you see her unfiltered. She drops the mask. Here's what this looks like. She cancels plans because she's genuinely exhausted. No fake excuse, just honesty. She admits when she's stressed instead of pretending everything's fine. She lets you see her without makeup. She shares insecurities she doesn't tell everyone. She's not performing. She's just real. The psychology. Vulnerability is the ultimate trust indicator. Most people curate a likable, polished version of themselves. But when a woman genuinely cares, she tests whether you'll accept the unfiltered version. If you can't handle her when she's tired or imperfect, the connection isn't real. She's giving you access to parts she protects from most people. This sign overrides everything else. You can initiate, remember details, make plans, all while keeping walls up. But dropping the performance? That's pure risk. That only happens when she values your opinion enough to risk judgment and trusts you won't weaponize her vulnerability. What this means? She's decided you're worth the risk. She's not just attracted. She's invested emotionally. She wants you to know the real her, not the version she shows the world. What not to do. Never weaponize vulnerability. If she shows you a flaw or admits something personal, never use that against her or joke about it publicly. That kills trust permanently. Don't point out every time she's being real. Just let it be normal. What to do? Reciprocate vulnerability. Show you're not perfect either. This creates a feedback loop where both of you can exist without performance. And protect that space. Never share her private moments with others. If she's doing most of these 7 signs, especially 5, 6, and 7, you're not guessing anymore. You know. But there's one more thing you need to understand about these signs. And it's something most men won't accept. Now here's the truth most men won't accept, and it's going to make you uncomfortable. But you need to hear it. Even if she's showing all 7 signs, even if she initiates, remembers everything, is comfortable around you, protects your dynamic, responds to you biologically, makes future plans, and shows you her real self, she's still testing you. Those signs don't mean she's locked in. They mean she's open. They mean there's opportunity. But they don't guarantee anything. Because female interest isn't a destination you reach. It's a state you maintain. The moment you see these signs and decide, "I've got her," I can relax now. That's when you lose her. The signs tell you she's interested today. They don't promise she'll be interested tomorrow if you stop being the man who earned those signs in the first place. Attraction requires continuous validation of value. It's not cruel, it's not manipulative, it's biological, and pretending it works differently won't change reality. Now, I know how this sounds. This isn't about living in constant performance anxiety or never being yourself. It's about understanding that the behaviors, energy, and presence that created her interest need to stay consistent. You don't have to be perfect, but you do have to stay engaged. The men who lose women after getting them are the ones who got comfortable and stopped showing up as the version she was attracted to. So ask yourself, are you the same man now that you were when she started showing these signs? Or did you relax? Did you assume her interest was permanent and stop earning it? Because that's the shift that kills attraction faster than anything else. Stay the man who deserved the signs. That's how you keep what you've built. Now I want to hear from you. How many of these 7 signs are you seeing right now? Drop a number in the comments, 1 through 7. And if you want, tell me which signs you're noticing most. I read every comment. If you're seeing 4 or more, I'll tell you exactly what your next move should be. If it's fewer than 3, we need to talk about what's actually happening. Because here's the thing. This isn't just about decoding one woman. This is about understanding female psychology so deeply that you never second-guess yourself again. No more analyzing texts for hours. No more, does she like me? Anxiety. You'll just know. And that confidence changes everything, not just with her, but with every interaction moving forward. Remember, these signs don't appear by accident. If you're seeing them, you created the conditions for them to exist. You showed up as someone worth those signals. The man who understands what he's seeing and responds correctly doesn't lose. He doesn't spiral into overthinking. He recognizes the opportunity, acts accordingly, and builds from there. You're not the guy who misses what's right in front of him anymore. You're the guy who reads the room, understands the psychology, and moves with confidence. Stay sharp.